Oh my gosh, Isaac, look at these cities. It's so sad what's happening out there in the world today with all these noobs. I think it's Joe Biden's fault.
That doesn't even make sense, Zach.
It is time to announce a global initiative to counter these noob dirt bases in Minecraft. Introducing the Great Minecraft Build-Off. Do you think you're skilled enough? Join us and help a noob today by flipping a base for them.
Dude, that actually sounded pretty sick. We could help some people and give back to the community.
Yeah, but the more important thing, Isaac, is that I could show the entire world that I'm a better builder than you. Because the last build that you made in a competition looked like a Picasso painting when he was a toddler.
Dude, all Picasso paintings look like he made them when he was a toddler.
Minecraft Underground Redstone Clubs Exposed, coming up after the break.
All right, Isaac, so to make this fair, we've got 2 of the exact same bases in just 5 days to flip it. After those 5 days end, we're gonna pull one of the noobs from TV to pick which one he likes the most. And whichever one he picks is the winner of the challenge. Isaac, the time begins now.
Okay, everybody, here is our base. And I have one word in mind for this base, guys: modern. We are going to be turning this thing into a modern mansion.
So I'm gonna be going with an alien futuristic themed base here, really inspired heavily by aliens. What I'm gonna focus on is using a lot of lime and a lot of purple because honestly, aliens use that a lot. And my first design is gonna be a little bit of a swoosh up into a giant crystal ball on top of this base template. But before we do that, let's just check the inside of the base. The entire thing is ugly. It's all made of cracked stone. The staircase, actually pretty solid, really good for a rotund person.
So first things first, we have got to get rid of this slanted roof right here. And I'm actually thinking we're gonna chop a bunch of this base up. We wanna keep its like original shape, but we don't want this big roof on it.
All right, so I'm gonna do this thing where I kind of have this like thing that kind of goes up a little bit to the sky. And I know that this looks really weird. And the truth is, I don't exactly know if it's gonna look good.
All right, step 1 has been accomplished. We have officially chopped off the entire roof of the base now, and it already feels more modern. But just the shape of it, it's a lot more square now. It looks great. And then the next thing I want to do is actually to bring in the corners a little bit more. So what we're going to do here is kind of bring a pillar right from this corner, and then everything on the outside of this, we're going to chop off on either side.
Basically, it's gonna like kind of curl out, make this nice little curl out, fading out design that I'm literally stealing from the internet right now. Okay, so this is the very first one of these little ramps that kind of comes off to the side. I wanna put one on all sides and kind of have it like curl up around the base and then put an alien ball in the very top of it. I remember from a long time ago, I actually made a spaceship using World Edit. And the way that I did that was I grabbed an axe in World Edit. This is kind of a cool trick I learned. I selected an area and then I think I did / cylinder, and then I did lime stained glass, and I made like a cylinder of like 4. Then we hollow it out. I don't know if this is the most efficient way, but it's how I do it. Then we go down, we do another one. I'm really very aggressively trying to beat Isaac today because he really thinks he's a better builder. My brother always thinks he's better at me than everything. And so if I can really like just push myself today and kind of push what I'm capable of doing, I think it's gonna really produce some crazy good results.
So I think the next step of this process is actually going to be to extend the land out just a little bit. Now, what the heck is he doing? Is that going to be his new roof over there? If that's actually the roof of the house, we're in trouble and we might have to go really big with this build because he's going insane with it over there.
So the idea is that it is hovering on this little green patch right here, and it's just the only issue is these are connecting and they shouldn't be, so I got to take this up one. But then you can see how uncentered that is, so we are definitely in a bit of a dilemma.
All right, so there's multiple different color palettes you can go when you're building a modern base, but I think the one that I want to go for is actually with the white concrete. I think that's my favorite. So we're going to replace all of the cracked stone brick right here with white concrete, and let's just see how this looks before we go with any other colors. Oh, it looks so good already. And then instead of world editing these little wooden pillars away, I think what we're going to do is actually manually place some gray concrete. We're going to come back in with this. We could use light gray, but I think gray is just a little bit better.
So this is the first leg of our hover powered arms that extend off this side of the roof. Now the fun part begins. I get to copy and paste this 4 times, and don't know how that's going to turn out. So it's going to be a little bit of an experiment.
All right, so here is about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes process right here. I mean, it's starting to look really good, but it's very boring right now. Like, I'm just going to admit it. I'm not a huge fan of how it's coming together just yet.
I think we rotated it a little bit, and so now theoretically, if I stand right here, it'll paste exactly where I want, but who knows if that's true. It is! Wow, I actually kind of did that correctly. So yeah, there's like literally an entire mountain. I'm just gonna chuck this whole thing away. Quick little world edit. It's gonna be a pain to clean up later, but it's necessary for the build. Let's take a look at old Isaac's over here. What's he up to these days?
Are you coming over already to check on my base?
Wow, so you're just redoing the wall, huh? Keeping that same shape?
What are you doing? Is that a purple bridge over the top of your base?
Don't worry about it, buddy.
Ooh, you have a lot more done than me. Oh, I'm nervous.
Bro, I'm actually feeling really good right now. So these look really cool, but the idea was that they would be some sort of power core, and I feel like we could use the frog lamps on the inside, like the purple color, and it might give to that power core vibe. So we're gonna do a little test here. and see if I were to do this all the way down what that looks like. So I think it might look really cool at night.
Super happy with the way this is turning out. We need to figure out these corners though. These are really difficult. I could just add windows, but I kind of think we need to divide it up more, kind of like the front is here. So we might come in here with some white concrete again and see what we can end up managing to do here.
Come on, that looks so crazy. 2 giant hovering tentacles above the base. Now for the difficult part, that's creating the little sphere in the center. And so what we need to do for that is actually measure out the center. And there's a world edit command. You can put 2 blocks down and then do this and then do this and then do / center. So these 4 blocks are the center. And so because there's 4 in the center, that makes this 10 times harder. So I need to stand somewhere in the middle and somehow make a sphere.
All right, so we have the general shape of the front done. But what I'm gonna do is go around the entire base now with this gray concrete and just get the entire thing outlined with this so that we know the actual shape. Because I'm thinking we could copy and paste this whole build and kind of move it over one and we would double the size of this base.
So now you can see kind of the idea here with that sphere in the center. Look at the difference. Bro's going full modern over there, and we've got this like alien thing. Now, I want to give it a stripe around the center, kind of keep this quartz vibe going. I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I mean, talk about a base flip competition, folks. This is absolutely insane looking right now. So now it really looks like it's being held up, and the entire center now needs to be hollowed out. Maybe a different color, maybe like a blue. See, I think that looks a lot better than the stained clear glass because you can actually see this more and it stands out more. Then the most difficult part begins. That's that we actually did make this thing hollow. So I'm gonna try something crazy. I'm gonna try a sphere that's a 4. Bro, that's impressive. What I just did is impressive. That's an impressive maneuver. I hollowed it out with a command. So I'm gonna open this up. We're gonna take the glass down all the way into the top of the base right here. And this is going to become a, I don't know, some sort of rooftop area. What's up, dude?
Dude, are you building a Royal Caribbean cruise ship? What is this?
Is that the sickest looking thing you've ever seen? Look at that.
Is it a water slide? What is it?
It's a giant alien structure with 2 giant hovering arms holding up the giant ball at the top of the base.
No, it's actually really cool, and it's kind of got me scared. I'm actually super intimidated that you were able to build this already. Like, we barely even started.
I know, I don't know, dude. I'm literally just so locked in on like one of the greatest builds of my life.
This is actually so cool. I'm in a lot of trouble over there. Mine looks so boring right now. Ugh.
I know. I mean, seriously, this is crazy.
I gotta catch up.
Good luck. What I'll do is I think I'll have a ladder kind of pop up right in the center of this, and that's gonna be how you get up to the top of this room.
The outline of the base is officially done. The next step, like I said, is actually to incorporate some of this spruce wood, because spruce wood will really help elevate the base to a new level, and so that it doesn't feel so cold. It'll actually bring some warmth into the base.
All right, let's do a little bit of landscaping, guys. We need to clear out some of these mountains that are kind of getting in the way. So now we can kind of see this side angle more, and I think originally the front entrance was here. I'm gonna modify it so the front entrance is here. You're gonna walk in this way underneath the 2 giant pillars, and I gotta figure out how to make my alien front door. I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure out what I should do to the main entrance and failed. After some thinking, I had an amazing idea to create a sphere right next to the main house, and this would connect via a giant tube. But the lack of symmetry was really giving me a hard time. Meanwhile, Isaac was doing some crazy terraforming moves over at his base.
All right, Operation Remove the Hillside was a great success, everybody. And then, as you can see, we duplicated it over here to the left, which also looks awesome. Now we have this middle area that we can combine the 2 into an awesome mega base. And I think we're gonna do that with a curved arc off of the corner here on either side that's gonna line up in the middle.
I mean, actually, the whole base has to extend one way more, doesn't it? Like, you literally have to take one of these sides out more or make this one shorter. Now, if I make the base longer, it messes up the symmetry of this, but if I leave this, then this is off-centered the whole time. The only thing I can think of is to embrace the asymmetry. We embrace it, we do not care about it, and we simply go through and we take a little bit of purple here and we do a little bit of something like this. Aliens have probably really weird shaped windows. I wanted to make it look almost like a alien letter. Like, boy, this could be where things really start falling apart for me, I feel like.
All right, so we got the diagonal bridge off of both of these. It lines up completely symmetrical between the 2 houses at this central area right here. Now we need to make this at least 1 wider so that we can actually put a little railing along this. This is getting super unique. I've never built anything like this.
All right, how does this look now on the outside? Very much like an alien ectoplasm. Dude, I hope I'm destroying Isaac. Oh, he made a second base. Oh my God, I just turned around and he's double the size. What the heck? I just looked back and you freaking made the Ace family's house. What is this?
I knew you would be intimidated when I doubled the size of my base. Now, it's got a lot of work left, Zach, but it's unique now, and I like that.
Dang it. I see what you're doing, and it's impressive.
Well, yours is like the opposite of a curve. Yours are more like upwards. Mine are gonna be more horizontal. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. Dude, that's actually legit, because remember, the winner is simply whoever the guy chooses. And since mine's gonna be smaller, he might just choose Isaac based on the fact that it's bigger.
We we need to figure out how we're going to be supporting this archway. I don't think it would look good if we just put like random pillars down like this. Obviously, we're going to try this really quick. You know, honestly though, I kind of do like that in a weird way, but we also need this area back here to be filled in a lot more. So that'll help the bridge look like it's not floating like it is right now.
The problem is all of these things are gonna make the inside look so weird. Doesn't that just feel like an alien letter to you? It just does to me. It just screams alien. I am inventing these because this is an alien language we're making. No corners can touch. It must be like direct straight on. So that's kind of your side profile. She's looking pretty weird. Isaac's is so freaking big now.
All right, there we have it. We've got the new connection point of this modern base right here in the middle, and it looks super good. But what if we got really creative with it and we kind of just staircase this up to the middle? Though that kind of looks too much like a traditional house, so that might not be how we get our height. We might just need to bring the build up itself. So that was a good experiment, but that's kind of what building is sometimes.
Let's get a gray color in here, a gray concrete, a dark gray concrete. We're gonna take it and consider wrapping the edge of it in a dark gray.
Here is the connection piece in the middle. It's very clean right now, but that's because it's going to get a whole lot taller with time. We want a lot of rooftop space, in my opinion, too, because modern houses oftentimes have like rooftop pools and everything else.
That's clean. That's clean. I'm kind of like nervous now because he's doing so good. Isaac, this looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was demolishing you and I'm concerned now. I look over and it's like, holy crap.
I know, I got desperate, to be honest. I looked over at yours and I was like, I am behind. I just need to go big. So I just duplicated the house and added a central part in between it. I think it's coming together though. Yours is kind of stalled out though, to be honest. It hasn't changed much. Have you been working on the inside?
No, the walls, they took forever on the outside to make this design.
That's probably fair. Yeah. I mean, those are cool walls. I gotta be honest. They look like some sort of like block in Fortnite.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm freaking out. You're destroying me. Obviously, the roof isn't serving us right now. I'm just thinking like the roof that we actually have here is terrible because that's going to be a big problem to solve is getting this roof looking good.
Okay. That's what we like to hear. And honestly, flying over to LoverFella's base and kind of getting a more distance look at this base, and it really does look a lot better than I thought it did. I was kind of getting concerned that it was like kind of boring looking, but no, this archway that we added into the front is sweet looking. I have to say right away, this is really cool. Now, there is another play where we duplicate this 4 times, turn it each way, and this becomes a giant square.
I'm getting something. My brain's thinking, let's take out this entire wall. We're gonna world edit the entire thing away. We're gonna do that on all 4 sides. We're gonna literally remove the entire top wall.
All right, I could have just broke the server there. I'm not gonna lie. Man, I shouldn't have done that. I would not have done that if I realized how big it was. Here is what we have. We've just basically made an enormous area to replicate this base tube.
Okay, now things are getting scary. So we've completely gotten rid of those walls. Now we're gonna completely get rid of literally everything on the entire top floor. And then finally, all of these hanging lamps. We don't really have a use for these either. And then the idea is this tube goes through, shoots straight up into the top tube. I'm not sure what's gonna happen after that, but I do know I want this tube looking thing. So the tubes will connect.
We're really making some big plays in the world edit department right now. We just have to avoid all the mods and LoverFella from seeing us do this. After it's done, they can't say anything.
All right, so you can see here, these do not line up at all. So we're gonna do a little bit of panicking. I mean, wow, that is a doozy of a problem to have.
All right, so my original plan was actually to replicate this thing 4 times and keep turning the corners, but looking at it now, I think we would do even better if we just replicated it once and flipped it 180 degrees so that we had the exact same thing coming off the back. Shouldn't be overlooked in a building competition because that might be what actually sets us apart. We're both going to have good bases by the end of this. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, okay, so we basically just destroyed our entire front door. All of that work is completely ruined. So in retrospect, I probably should have lined these up first to make my giant tubing walkway that connects. I'm getting worried now that I think I might have taken it too far in the wrong direction. So now we have the tubular system set up here. This was one of the most important additions that we've made thus far. Now we have a way to connect both to that. Yeah, I mean, really at this point, it's like, what do we do now? We clear out all the wood here. Trust me, guys. I'm only panicking a little.
This is the world edit of the day, everybody. Could crash the server, but if it works and I did the math correctly, I think this will line up the base. Dang it, I was 1 off, or was I? Maybe we leave it like that, and that would add a cool area in the middle. Oh, it looks so cool. Are you kidding me right now? It's like a giant bone on the top or something. I don't know what this looks like up top, but look at this. We now have a dual archway on either side of the base. This is so incredible.
Dude, Isaac's actually looks freaking insane right now. Seriously, what the crap?
Yeah, why don't you come look at it from above now, Zach? We seem to have doubled in size again. That seems to be a common trend over here.
Oh my God.
It's massive. And can you see the future locations of the rooftop tennis courts up top here, Zach? Because I've laid it out for that.
Oh my God.
I know. It's pretty massive right now. You got a lot of catching up to do, if you ask me.
Dude, what just happened? I was literally demolishing you, and now I feel like, what in the world? I got some tricks up my sleeve.
All right, dude, you got some catching up to do, but I know you'll catch up, so I'm not gonna take my foot off the gas.
So I completely got rid of the old roof on the original base, and I started making some sort of alien-themed build. While I was doing this, Isaac built some incredible looking tennis courts on his modern mansion's roof. All right, so this is now the new shape of the base, which is really freaking cool looking, I think. It's crazy. I do kind of want to get like a unique little spiral magical glowy effect around this, so I'm gonna try to do that now, which is gonna be really hard. But I think we can pull it off with some glass panes.
Okay, there we go. Now we have 2 tennis courts at the top of the base here. They look freaking awesome. It actually makes me want to add a helicopter pad too. But this middle right here has to be for an in-ground on the rooftop pool. Oh my gosh, I look over to LoverFellas. Is that like a blue sword? Let's find out what he's doing over here.
What's up, neighbor?
Big plays over here. I see you've added some sort of power.
Yep. What do you think of that bad boy right there?
It's pretty good. I mean, what's the top part? It's just like an alien, like, what does this thing do?
It's just part of the top of the base right now. We're still bringing it together. This is just the early stages, you know, just trying to build out the early shape of it, trying to get a loose idea. You know how it is. Now, at this point, I decided to transform the entire main area of the base into a purple cube inspired by Fortnite. While I was doing that, Isaac created a pool and some decorations on his roof. He created a grass pattern design, and now he was even adding some curved balconies. So now the entire base of our base is completed, and it's kind of half of what the old base was. We've kept that entire portion of it, transformed it into a purple cube, added our giant space station on top. And the really big issue with the upper space station right now is that down here has this amazing glowing purple and green effect, which looks super cool, but then it kind of stops and there's nothing up top. That is what I'm kind of hoping to resolve next. It's a big issue.
And there you have it. We have built a completely new balcony off of the side here. It's its own unique shape. It's like kind of like a diamond or an emerald if we actually could have completed, but the house obviously gets in the way. So now what we have to do is get this blue glass and just continue the railing like we've done on all the other ones. And I think it's going to look absolutely great. And then it would obviously be time to add the supporting pillars to just kind of stay consistent with the theme of the house here.
Okay, here's an interesting idea. So I like the idea of like creating like a ring around it that like circles around the entire thing, like this big ring, almost like a space station. And I think the best way I could do that, kind of get right in the center of this, roughly, then do / cylinder, a big number like 15, and then we'll do something that's like purple concrete 15. And then we'll do another one, cylinder, air 14. So then you kind of have this ring around the outside because we just created that. And it's just a matter of, is that ring exactly what we're looking for? Really, actually quite nice. So I could leave it as just a ring like this. It floats around, which in of itself is already kind of sick. Or I could turn this into a room in which you walk around on, which is also kind of sick. Turned out it was a great idea because making this into a building in the sky looked really, really sick. And after Isaac was done with this balcony, he traveled over and was pretty amazed to see what I accomplished. Now we have our actual donut ring around the space station, which is absolutely incredible. The only thing I hate about it, which is kind of annoying, is that it's a little bit too high. What do I do about that, man? I either extend that up taller or lower it, and I have to lower it, and that is a literal nightmare. We're gonna have to move it down, and that's gonna mess up the ball, and so, oh my God. We could just make this taller, which might be the best solution. That's what I'm looking for. Right about there. It really could go up one more. It's still not high enough. I'm sorry, it's not. I gotta do one more. There we go. There we go. That extends up just enough so it's crazy and intimidating. Now we've got the actual rotating space station along the side. After that, I decided to clean up the interior of the base and make it look all nice and neat. I also added a bubble elevator system to take us all the way to the top giant sphere while Isaac was cleaning up the mediocre base he was building. Oh, would you look at that? Actually works. So I think you could make that without dying. We're gonna go in spectator mode, fly outside and see. That's cool. That is cool. That looks so much better than a ladder would have looked. And I've been in there so long, I kind of don't know what Isaac's been up to. So let's take a look at his base. What's going on over here at Isaac Industries, buddy?
Oh, we're getting the palm tree planter boxes put in here, Zach, as you can see.
Wow. Seems like it really slowed down over here. What is going on?
I mean, I've done a lot of detail work. This sideways railing over here took a while. I'm also just working on the front entrance now. I mean,
oh my God, look over here. Look at this base. This is crazy. Whoa.
Oh wait, are you at your own base right now, dude?
Wow, this looks so good. Come here.
It's pretty cool, but the best part about this base is the amazing view you get of that mansion next door.
Dude, if my view was, look how nasty your grass looks. That's disgusting. All right, guys, so we're now gonna make a little connector here to this little ring around around the edge. I realize there's no way to get to it. And so if I were to do something like this will be a elevator stopping point, and then you'll be able to walk all the way across, enter inside of this, and we're going to use a quartz staircase here, and then bam, you can walk back in. So I want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Do you think I should take it out this way too?
But how are you going to make this bigger? That's my question. This seems like a hard base to scale.
The thing is, Isaac, it's not always about how big it is, but how good it is. And this is absolutely insane.
I'm glad we both like our builds because I love mine and you love yours. I think we're both.
Do you actually love yours or you're lying?
Oh, dude, mine's sick. Are you kidding me?
You actually think yours is good? Like, I'm just being serious. Like, you really think yours is good?
Yours is like, Zach, I'll give yours like a B right now. I'm giving mine an A.
You're giving yours an A?
Yeah, I really like it. I don't know. I love it.
Let's see. I'm gonna get this last pillar in and we'll see how this looks. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Look at that.
I love how we just both keep talking up our builds right now. I don't know who's in the lead right now, but we both think we are.
Well, I'll tell you right now, looking at yours, it ain't gonna be you. Genuinely, I'm destroying you. So Isaac's done quite a bit of work to his base over the last couple of hours that I didn't even realize he was waking up to do. Like at 3 a.m. Bro just got on to work. That was actually a lie. He did it late last night. I think one of the most important things here is that my base has an okay top and some great detail, but the bottom looks disgusting. I think that the most space-like ground is, and that's what we're gonna go for. It's gonna be actually a mycelium.
It takes so long to put all these lights in, but it was the most worth it thing I've ever done. So now the entire base has like an underglow effect because there's lights under every single one of these planter boxes. I absolutely love that feature. I also did some work on adding this thing. I basically just copied and pasted this giant archway we made and put it on the other side of the base.
There we go. So all the grass is mycelium, all of everything else is mycelium, and then you've got this really awkward strip here. And I think we'll do the same thing. But the cool thing is I'm leaving a lot of the natural landscaping. It kind of still gives it like a kind of a chill, natural looking vibe. We've got the stone replaced there. Now when we zoom out, does it look better? I wouldn't say yet, but it's kind of giving us that alien life form planet that I want where you're walking around on Mars or something.
You come in here and because of the indoor pool that we have on top of us, it's dripping water down. A lot of you would say,
that's a problem.
And to be honest, I was thinking that too. But then I was like, this is a rich person house. Rich people put like freaking goldfish ponds in their house. Like I've definitely seen that before. So we're just gonna turn this area into like a goldfish koi pond that you have to like walk across to get to the other side.
By the way, guys, if you're enjoying today's video, make sure you scan the QR code right here if you're on the TV or click the link down below to go follow me on Instagram so you can see more videos like this and behind the scenes. But for now, we've got this built. I'm gonna go through and do something really strange, and that is replace all of my mycelium now with a, hold on, I don't know how to do this now. I experimented a bit with the ground and then I started creating a small alien ship. Isaac added some walkways and finally got rid of his hideous grass design and started designing a helipad.
I got the bottom to look pretty good right here, and I'm gonna outline it with our signature little potter plants and slabs right here. We'll go in with slabs first before we put in the H.
I mean, it actually looks a little bit like a hamburger, but something about the proportions are like way off, and I think that little piece can help. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like it's not my best UFO that I've ever made, but it's okay. It gets the job done and we can always clean it up later.
All right, so before we actually turn this into a helicopter pad, because I'm not sold on the size yet, I'm actually going to be making a little pathway to the left here and this way. Over here, I wanted to put a little soccer field because I'm kind of imagining that the owner of this house is like Lionel Messi or something, because like who else could buy a house like this?
This is gonna be really interesting. We're gonna dig this out. We're gonna actually pour some lava in this to give it kind of like a little creepy like lava ravine entrance idea. And then one of the ideas that I have is we create a tunnel system just like the ones we have there that goes underground and you can like see it. I think it's a cool idea. So now when you're up top, you're able to look down and it really adds like this layer of depth to the base. It looks huge. So now what we can do is actually connect this somewhere to the base, and I feel like the most logical place is to connect it into the center of this. All right, let's see how we can connect. That is, oh my God, the original mine shaft from the guy who built the base. Wow, that's really cool.
And then this little middle area that we're gonna have on each side, I'm thinking that would just be the perfect area for an actual like little garden. We could put palm trees in here.
Finally, we're gonna case it off with a trap door and a lever system because that just feels futuristic to me. I guess the lever will just be only accessible from here, and this is your alien dungeon or something of that nature. So now you can walk down in here, take it all the way over to the side, and then finally we're just gonna wrap up this little dungeon build by allowing this to, for now, I guess, lead to the ocean. So we've got our emergency door exit at the bottom. And now you can actually see the tunnel here, which adds this really, really sick layer of depth. And all the cobblestone that I got ruined there actually kind of looks fine to me. So I'm really, really happy with how this thing came out. What has Isaac done?
All right, we're on the other side now, and we have the pathway, guys.
What is going on over here?
Oh.
Did I scare you? I tried to.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you scared me. I was trying to explain my build in the back, and you just freaking popped in here. Did you grief the front of my base? What is this?
I didn't touch it. Let's see what we got in here. Some frog lights, copying me, typical backyard, just a giant white thing. Wow, he's going for big.
Yeah, it's a pretty big base, isn't it? I'm getting worried I'm not gonna be able to finish it. What happened to all my water, dude? Did you do this on both sides?
I didn't touch anything. This is the first time I've looked at it. What are you making out back? This is huge.
Well, it's gonna be a massive entertainment complex for the rich guy. It's just in the very early stages of development.
I literally don't know who's gonna win because you're going for scale and mine is like so different that it might win. Like I've added some sick stuff this morning, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, his is just so big right now. Like it makes me feel like he's gonna beat me just because it's so big. Like I get mine's kind of cool looking, but his is massive. Like these are difficult to make. Like that took forever and it's not even that cool. I feel like we need more. I need more alien ideas, bro.
Man, I really do not like this, and that's really concerning me. I'm trying to think of ways that we can pivot it because I'd rather pivot it than completely destroy it and restart back here.
All right, here we go. Take it downstairs, right in the center of this. How about this? It leads you into a giant underwater bubble base that I just created here. And that bubble base is like an underwater viewing platform that's an extension. It gives it more purpose to be there. So all I gotta do now is light this up, get some sponges in here and drain it. But like, do you see, this is like, it takes so much time to make some of these things. Like going through and draining this, that's a process, you know?
So I'm thinking, could be a giant circular swimming pool. The other thing is we make a sick helicopter pad, but I don't really want to build a helicopter because that's just so difficult. For now though, I'm gonna work on the soccer field on this side of the base.
All right, that looks really sick. An underwater viewing dome, and then we can come in and we can add some stairs, and I think we're gonna keep it very sterile with more court stairs on court. I want the double white. I think that's gonna look really sick. And then we'll have the main seat be right here. It's meant to look like a little underwater stage. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's a little secret underground alien meeting area. That's what I've decided this is gonna be. So we're gonna put down some armor stands. We're gonna put down some armor that we're going to dye alien colors. Then we're gonna get some alien heads and see what this thing comes out like. And I don't know, dude. That's pretty funny. Okay, what does this look like from above? Did I just created an alien underwater bubble meeting room. For what reason? I have no clue, but like, that's really funny. I like that a lot.
And we now have the location of our newest soccer field.
Isaac's working on a big base on a big flat land. I think the way we win is by actually dynamically changing the land. So we've got this brush of mycelium, and we're gonna use this to kind of create a little bit of like depth and texture around the base, some mountains, things like this. And I think we want them to be rather tall and spiky.
All right, we're really limited on space here, but I actually think that looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty similar to a soccer field. Like we have like the inner box right here. Here is like the outer box around the goal, and then you have the corner flags. Overall, I think this is pretty close to a real soccer field. So let's go ahead and get the actual Minecraft soccer net in, and then we'll replicate this to the other side.
So now we've got this kind of mountain in the back, and I really feel like we need some sort of a tunnel that comes out of the mountain in some capacity, but I don't exactly know how to do that, so I'm gonna think about it. It's gotta connect to this in some way. I could try to carve out a hole kind of in the side of this mountain, and the hole would maybe like kind of go down and like wind a little bit like this. That's what we're looking for. So as you can see, we've now created an underground cavern system that actually starts in the mountain and then connects all the way over there to where our original underground little thing is. So now this is more than just a random hole in the ground. It's an extension of our base underground.
We now have a fully turfed in field. This is pretty awesome looking. It just needs the gold, and we also need to just replicate this on the other side, so this should be pretty easy to do. Now, the only thing I would say about the soccer field is I feel like it does feel a little bit tacky in a way, but at the same time, like a full-on soccer field like this, nobody except somebody with a house like this could actually afford to own something like this.
Dude, Isaac's gonna freak out when he sees this. I took this such a different direction, I think, than he anticipated within an entire biome. Now that we've done that, we're gonna do the same thing, but instead of end stone, I need something else that looks good with end stone to kind of replace some of these other blocks.
The middle here, we still don't have a clue what we're doing with it. I'm leaning more and more towards swimming pool, to be honest. A big pool in the backyard would not be a bad play, to be honest. Like, everybody would like that. And we could even incorporate like a cool design on the back of it. Maybe some water slides that are all coming down to the middle. You know what? I've just talked myself into it. That's what we're gonna do. This is no longer a helicopter pad. It is now a giant water park.
There we go. So now we have our entirely decked out new biome, at least in terms of like the blocks we want to use. And so now from the outside, it does look very cool. It does look very alien-like. Now we get to go down here and have fun with it and actually start decking it out in the way that I want. First things first, I want to make some kind of alien jungle-like vibes. So the idea will be kind of alien jungle bamboo, but these are actually like giant egg sacs, and we're gonna kind of place these sporadically throughout with a focus on slime. So there you go. You've got your kind of like giant pillars of alien eggs, and like bamboo is kind of what it looks like. Then we can come in and start creating what I'm hoping will look kind of like a alien tree design. So we're gonna see if we can pull off one of these.
All right, so now we're gonna use this little brush I just made. I know, handy. I know how to use World Edit pretty well, and we can actually just mask all of the stone into a light blue concrete. Now, I'm using light blue because I think that'll look really good underneath the water, but I might be getting a little burnout in the backyard here, so I kind of want to go look at LoverFella's base. Oh, he's added new UFOs and stuff at the bottom. Very fancy over here.
Well, hello there.
Dude, where are you at? I've been looking over here. I can't find you, and you're underground?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the underground alien biome. Take a look at this bad boy.
Man, I feel like we're in that movie Dome where they're like growing aliens under the ground. Ew.
Here, why don't I walk you inside of this right here? There's still no entryway from here yet. It's a work in progress. This is pretty cool. This is our underground war chamber. It's actually a secret water-based underground dome.
Oh, whoa, look at the view out of here.
Yeah,
oh, that's
I
pretty
know.
cool. Is this like into the ocean? That's actually sick.
While you may beat me with the build design, possibly, I am absolutely gonna demolish you with the depth of mine. I mean, I'll give it to you. Yours is so perfectly built in a way that I feel like a new player's gonna want it, that I feel like you could beat me.
We're building for a noob today, Zach. Last time it was for like builders, and they appreciate what you're doing over there, but a noob is gonna want the mansion.
Probably right. You're probably right. But we'll see. I'm not giving up. I think that I can pull this off. Being worried that Isaac was gonna beat me, I spent some time making my underground alien biome look as amazing as possible. All right, let's take a little look here. As you walk down into this, it is a alien breeding cave with alien life form because they brought their biome here. All right. In order to make a good build, you need a good story. And Isaac's has no story. He just built some rich house. We're doing something special here, guys. All right, make sure you drop a comment whether you're Team Zach or Team Isaac, so I know if you guys have good taste or not. As my next project, I wanted to add some more color to the main cube house. So I experimented with different colors and ultimately decided to add a black outline to the base. And after I finished that, I noticed Isaac was working on his water slides, and they actually turned out really sick.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a step out of our back door and do the grand reveal of all of the slides. Oh, look at that. It is just an overwhelming rainbow. This embodies me as a builder. I love it so much.
Oh, wait, I got an interesting idea. And what we could do is have our edges actually come out one extra. So if I were to do kind of like this, kind of pull, oh yeah, that pulls it together. There we go, there we go. That's a missing piece. It's not the missing piece, but it's one of them.
Okay, so the circle is basically entirely gone now, but these slides go perfectly into the water now, which I absolutely love. To get over to these slides, you would just have to walk up. We're gonna have to put some staircase here. But the most satisfying part of the build so far, we've had a lot of satisfying things we've done, but nothing more so than this. I need to hurry up and place these so we can get the final look back at all these falling down. Here we go. Now we get the most satisfying thing in Minecraft with the water flowing out like that. It looks freaking incredible. For now, though, I'm actually going to be working on the staircase to the top of this place.
All right, so the idea is, since Isaac's is so absolutely massive and astronomical, I think we need to make ours more massive and more impressive. And we've done a lot of good work down here, though there's a lot more to do. My kind of theory here is if I were to kind of take this out and then directly over this, see what I'm doing, guys? You see what I'm doing? We're gonna take this all the way out. We're gonna perfectly center it. We're gonna make more spheres and we're gonna connect them all up top. The idea was to create 4 spheres around the top. After some initial struggle, I finally figured out how to do this and added a bunch of cool tunnels to connect them to the center. I really felt like I was getting ahead of Isaac because he just finished his water slide staircase and he was doing some gardening work. Let's see how this actually looks because that took forever to create. Wow. The only issue is these globes, these new spheres that I've created, A, have a couple holes in them that are from when I was actually building them, and B, I think they need like, they can't be so made of just glass. So I'm going to, at the very least, wrap them in this same design.
Very cool little feature we just added there. The little details like that will hopefully set us apart from LoverFella. And then through here, let's go ahead and finish up these gardens too. This seems easy enough to do while we're here. I think we're gonna keep continuing with these sand gardens, at least on the back side of the house, because I just feel like they go with the rest of the base really well.
That is sick. Is that longer than this? That one is longer for literally no reason. It's just longer. Like, what the heck? I literally measured it so perfectly. How does that happen? I'm not changing it. We're gonna just make do with it because it is now centered on the one below it. So this actually becomes a beautiful drop off right here that we are now using. See guys, that's how you use a negative to a positive. So you're gonna take that, give it a little bit of a weird looking mouth down here. So now if you do fall directly out of that, you would fall here and you'd fall right into this, which I'm kind of thinking, what if I did the same design?
I guess the next easy project for us to do then would just be to actually fill in this pool with water. I was thinking about making it deeper, but that'll just be easy to do afterwards. So we'll get the satisfying thing of just filling this all in with water buckets right now.
So the idea is if you're up here, because it's extended, I always like turning negatives into positives. I think that's a very powerful skill to learn. So because it's uneven, but it's over this, now you're able to drop down and you kind of fall through these warp gates, and that'll take you right down into this and feel kind of like you're traveling into a new dimension.
I also feel like using water is kind of a cheat code with shaders on, because look how good this looks. It's reflecting our water slides back into it to make like an infinity triangle slide. It is just amazing to look at just by default.
Okay, finally got this thing done. So this is only as good as it is understandable. That's why I need to place down a sign and explain to him that this is a warp gate. So warning, warp gate below. Then you're gonna jump through the warp gate. It's gonna take you down. It's gonna do this, and then it's gonna go, oh, I missed it. That's not good. Let's try that again. Here we go, right in the center. Whoa! Bam, you make it underground into your spaceship that you just warp gated to. I am a genius. Oh, Isaac.
Oh, what's up?
Come take a look at this little addition to my base. A little
You
something
got
here I made.
more? Oh, look up top now. That is a big improvement. Wow.
Oh yeah, these. This is just a little something small, not the big thing. I'm creating the sickest looking base ever. I mean, sure, yours is big, but what is this in the back? Rainbow slides?
Oh yeah, baby. This, dude, Zach, we're appealing to the new builder, but we also need some things that look awesome.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I genuinely feel like somehow I am losing.
That's what I needed to hear today.
What if, okay, this is an interesting idea. If I look at Isaac's base, this obviously won't work here because mine's like this alien design inside of glass domes. But what if I took this idea and then converted it to the alien version? Like he's got some gardens outside. If I were to create a garden as an alien, what would that look like? Like that's where I'm getting with this. So I started experimenting with alien gardens. In the meantime, Isaac was working on his paths around the house.
All right, we're on the other side of the base right now. Well, we're kind of just on the other side of the soccer field. And this is, of course, going to be the location of the go-kart track. We're going to outline the thing in red and white, alternating blocks like this. And then this right here will actually be the floor color that is going to contrast really nice and act as our actual go-kart pathway for all the cars to ride.
Okay, so we've got our gardens now on the side. That's pretty interesting, at least. I mean, that's like our alien variant of it. But then how do I make an alien variant of this beautiful multi-million-dollar looking path? What does an alien road look like? My gut is saying slime blocks are the way to go, but I just don't know how this will end up looking. It'd be like low gravity.
All right, so here is the new plot of land that we're working on. I tried to map out this little area because we're obviously going to be duplicating this little walkway over on this side. I'm thinking we want a straightaway on this side right away. You need like a really fast area, and then we'll get some more curves and stuff through here and kind of loop it back. So let's just continue shaping this out. I'm trying to keep it 3 wide at all times, so it might get a little bit tricky to do that as we get some curves added to this thing.
This time, I was the one creating paths around the house. Was slime the right way to go? I guess we'll find out. Now, Isaac was really struggling with the shape of his go-kart track, but eventually, he managed to get the shape down just the way he wanted. Man, this looks so messy now. I feel like there's just stuff everywhere. His is so clean. Mine is like just absolutely insane. Maybe I'm just too harsh, but mine feels like crazy busy now, man. Like if I use a composter like he does, could I put down some alien plants? And I'm certain the answer is yes, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it gonna look good?
So now we just have to come around with these white and red blocks, kind of like a candy cane, because they're like the little speed things on the side that tell you how fast you're going as you're driving. And this should be a breeze. Like I can do this. This doesn't require any thought as long as you set it up properly.
So those are some nice decorations on the side of this, which look very nice. Some nice just alien plant fauna, you know how it is. And then we'll do the exact same over here. So this needs to become something right here. And I'm thinking just like more alien plants and trees would go really hard.
All right, the outer ring of the candy cane go-kart track is now complete. It looks super good, and I'm really glad that it lined up as red and red right on the entrance right there. That was just pure luck. I did not plan for that, of course, but when it lines up like that, it always feels good.
Actually doesn't look too shabby. And then underneath it, we need, I mean, if I was like, I'm kind of thinking like, if I were to build this regularly, not as an alien, what would that look like? And I would probably come in here and I would add in some benches. And so like, I think this sort of mindset's gonna work for me. So I would add like a bench, like maybe like right here. And then there'd be like a little pathway that leads up probably. And this is kind of, it's like, you have to think different about it, you know?
There we have it. The go-kart track is now installed. It's a very unique way that we just did this, I think we actually want to change all of the grass in the middle to sand, actually. And we can put some landscaping in the middle, and that will make it look even better, I bet. Oh, yeah, the sand looks way better. And now, you know what? Let's not even waste any time. Let's go ahead and get some palm trees and stuff in the middle of this thing. We want to continue the theme of having palm trees around this base. And I think we have enough room in here to put some big dogs. So that's what I'm actually going to do.
That's cool looking. So we've kind of got your little park up here, and then I feel like the mycelium here needs to change. I don't know what goes with mycelium, but I want it to look a little different. Downstairs, we did some end stone, and so I'm kind of wondering if we bring that same vibe up here to kind of like a little upstairs variant of that garden, simply. Let's see how this looks. To the untrained eye, hideous. But to the expert eye, you would say these colors say they do look hideous. They do look very bad. You've got green, yellow, blue, purple, like that's a lot going on in one area, man. My area looked pretty bad. I can't even lie to you. So I tried to clean it up a bit and replicate some of the designs around the base. And while I was doing this, my brother just calmly started building giant palm trees in the middle of his go-kart track, which looked incredible.
I feel like I want LoverFella to come visit me soon. I feel like he's due for a visit. He usually visits me like every 30 minutes or so. He's kind of been quiet for a while. That's got me worried that he's working on something really big over there. So we need to continue with our builds, because I feel like every time I think I'm getting ahead, I look over there and he's added something new. So
that looks a little better, the way the path goes around back right here and connects. So you got your indoor travel ways, you got your outdoor travel ways, you got your plants and fauna. I'm actually still not sure how I feel about the ground. I feel like that's okay though. It's like a purple green. It's okay. Isaac.
Oh, what's up?
I see you've been working on a course back here.
Oh yeah, this is Two Palms Raceway right here.
Seems like you really slowed down since I was over here last. Is that all you got done?
Well, I mean, it did take a while, to be honest. Getting this track symmetrical took hours. I mean, it literally probably was the last time you were over here. I've been working on it. So yeah, a little slow down.
Come take a look at what I've done. I think you'd be a little bit scared by some of the new adjustments over here. Look at this. This is a slime roadway that got collapsed from a sinkhole, and you can see the broken pieces of the road that have fallen down that's revealed our underground tunnel system.
Man, so you're telling me these aliens made it all the way here, but they can't make a functional road that doesn't sinkhole in? Come on.
I don't know. I feel like you're gonna lose.
There's a lot of time left though, so you gotta keep building.
One thing that I just realized, I think one of the sickest parts of this build is these glass with the frog lights behind it. Like, I think that's underrated how cool that actually looks. And so I am going to find ways that I could utilize both of these more throughout the entire base. So let's get thinking, because like this is such a dub if I can pull it off. And the best area for it turned out to be the UFO ring, where I created an alternating frog light stripe design. Meanwhile, Isaac was finishing with his little gardening project.
All right, there we go. We put down 6 boats, and honestly, I was thinking about building go-karts, but we don't really have enough room for that anyways, and these look pretty good. So let's go ahead and get 8 of these down, I think, and then I think we'll be ready to call this project complete.
We're gonna do a test run here, but I'm pretty certain that the flooring would look so sick if it had this glowingness underneath it, the same green that we've used. Oh, that looks so cool, man. That looks so cool, I feel like. Yep. Let's do it.
The only thing I'm not loving about this is how, like, when you get up here, there's a really bad view of the surrounding landscape. Like, there's somebody tried to build, like, Quidditch up here. Just some random guy in the server is building Quidditch next to us. Not that I don't love Harry Potter, I just don't really think it goes with the theme of the base.
See, that really does pull it together. We've added the ring up there, we've added, like, the glow on one side. You can kind of compare. This just feels like it connects better to what we're seeing above. It just feels like a better build. And I have another idea on how to make it even cooler. But for now, we've got like a lot of work to do to make this look nice. So let's get grinding this out.
I feel like these trees kind of give me redwood vibes. So I feel like this base, you could easily see it being in California. Like there's redwoods near you, but you also have the palm trees near the beach. So if we just get a bunch of these in, we can make it look like the redwood forest is in the background.
So now we've got this all the way redone across the entire base, and it adds a great amount of lighting for nighttime. But what I'm thinking is, since we're integrating purple and green together, what if I were to go through, and since you can see the side here, I were to like select these kind of like this, and then replace these with a purple concrete, which then looks pretty sick, right?
All right, so it's been about 10 minutes of growing these trees up, and I think they look really cool. I wish a few of these were a little bit thicker in here. I wonder if I could even get some small ones planted. I'm hoping to continue those trees all the way around here to the left, up to at least this point, and then we'll try to take them around to the right too.
So we'll show a before and after of the path here after I had my little brain blast, but I would suggest that this one looks so much cooler. So much more depth to it. I think it looks freaking fantastic. Isaac and I got a lot done today. We were starting to get tired, so we signed off. But secretly, we both made some insane progress off screen later that day. Last night, I got news from one of my admins that Isaac was on late at night working on his base. And I can tell that's true because there's like so much new detail today. And that kind of is against the rules. So take a look at this very interesting idea I have developed last night. While thinking about Minecraft, as I do all day, I'm thinking we can do something like a giant cylinder made of grass blocks So I think this will work for us. The idea is that I want to actually create kind of like a grass roof on this, but as you can see here, this one's actually uneven because this one's also too high.
The first thing I did was actually put in a bunch of the landscaping, and we got some Minecraft head blocks that look like prickly pear cactus fruits. Now up here, I've also taken the liberty of getting, basically I just did a bunch of head work. I got a bunch of Minecraft heads and I put them around the base. So this one right here is a tennis ball, of course. I've even changed up the fruit for these little palm trees.
What are you doing over here, buddy?
Oh, welcome. Well, I just wanted to show you the newest addition to the base over here, Zach. I feel like it's really going to strike some fear into you.
Okay.
Minecraft Topgolf, baby. Onto the island green.
Oh my God.
And Zach,
What?
if you'll notice, I use Minecraft head blocks for the golf balls, and I've kind of put them all around the base over here because like most people suck at golf. So there's golf balls like everywhere around over here.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome, isn't it? I love the detail that the golf balls are just everywhere.
Bro, there's no way you came up with that on your own.
I did. I just came up with that. And Zach, as you can see, the plants are really getting some detail in them too. Prickly pear cactus and fruits everywhere on the plants.
Bro's popping off today. I mean, you're literally popping off. This is crazy. I got a lot to do. Genuinely, if I want to be.
Just wanted to intimidate you, to be honest with you.
Okay. That is going to be our very top ring that's going to float above it. It's going to look just like this. And so I want to connect it all the way to the bottom with some sort of build that comes together. But then what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn the interior here. Oh, that's going to be an issue with the court. It's okay. We'll just fill this in with some quartz. The then idea is that I'm going to put a bunch of grass in here somewhere, or trees. And this is going to be sort of like having like a floating biosphere. That's how you get plants. And then it's really a matter of like, we got to start really clutching up some big moves here, because I genuinely feel like I'm getting decimated despite the fact that it's my best build ever. Isaac's safe play today seems like it's allowing him to add much more things because his builds are so much easier.
Now, I'm not even gonna lie, we have a commanding lead over LoverFella right now. Unless you're one of those people that like super weird alien builds, which maybe the guy that's judging this will, I think we're winning. So I really just want to like extend the lead today. Kind of want to do lily pads across this. That would be an even cooler little thing that a rich person would do. They would just have like random plants inside their house.
Then we go through with some bone meal and some saplings, and we're gonna place some of these around up top, and this should look pretty cool from the bottom. And I think we'll do it kind of just right in the middle. And it almost looks like a floating park. Okay, let's take a look at this now from the distance. What does that actually end up looking like? It looks cool. It looks cool. It looks like you have like a little floating ring full of grass and trees. It's kind of an illusion though, because there's no dirt other than the actual trees, but it makes it look like it's got a little more life. And I think that I can just go in with some bamboo, only because I know it grows so tall, and put a couple bamboo as well around the edge. And it's just going to simply be for aesthetics. It's not really gonna be a whole usable area up here.
Okay, besides the fact that all the fish are coming to the surface and suffocating, I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out. Now, hopefully the fish stay alive. That's kind of a concern to me. I'm trying to think, is there any other block that we could use in the water to really sell this? And I don't really think that there is. I think this is actually a good point for it. We're gonna keep detailing out this room.
Okay, that looks very nice. I'm gonna come in now, I think, and do something that's very interesting. I want to get right in the center of these, and I wanna try to bring this down like some sort of like interesting little pointy design. I spent about 15 minutes trying to get this design to work, but ultimately I failed miserably and just deleted it. Isaac kept grinding away on the central room, and let's just say that he was having way better luck than I was.
Pretty happy with the way this room is turning out. It needs a little bit more detail in my opinion, but I think we can call this good for now. I think we've officially finished the first room of our house, and that's something to be proud of. Let's go ahead and change our focus now and get these palm trees up top roughed in. I think what we're just going to do is actually just build one of them, and then we'll copy and paste it wherever we put one of these templates.
If I were to look at me and Isaac's base and just think about what I would pick as a new player, it's 100% going to be Isaac's. His is better, it's detailed, it's simple, it's easy to understand. Mine feels so messy, and honestly, it almost feels like one of the reasons it feels so messy could be my floor choice of mycelium. I'm going to select all the mycelium and everything else and start changing it to maybe some other sort of alien sort of design here. So now we've got it all as one single color, and so now I can kind of play with it a little bit more and try to make it look better. I don't think this is too bad actually as far as like landscaping goes, but it's still not right. It's not right. I feel like this cave would look better if all of it changed to the terracotta though.
All right, the sun is finally rising after that long night. Maybe that'll help me build this tree because I'm kind of struggling right now. I really hate the way this looks right now. Maybe we need to flatten it off a little bit more. Okay, now it's starting to come together. It's looking like a much better tree now. Now that the daylight's coming up and we got this beautiful Miami Vice sunset on it, or sunrise, I suppose, it's starting to take shape here.
I think that looks better. I think that really makes that pop so much more when it's down there. This mountain has all been completely changed as well, and it just perfectly blends now right in. I'm kind of wondering, what if I do something like this? This is like my version of a bamboo, maybe? Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. We'll do a couple of these just around the area, And we could actually do it very easy by simply copy and pasting these.
We actually need to work on our little Zen garden area. I don't know why, I feel like we need to accomplish this. So what I did is I changed it all to gravel on the right and left of each side of the base. So we have the exact same thing over there too.
All right, so that adds some detail, nice little amethyst clusters, but still Isaac's is significantly better than ours. Let's get a couple more because I don't have any like shrubs or anything down here. And that's a big issue. We need shrubs. I kept working on the ground area, adding a beach perimeter, a big custom tree, and other smaller details. Isaac was also getting a lot of progress done on his Zen gardens. He put them all around his house and he was ready to start moving on to the interior. All right, zooming out now, the mushrooms look nice. They bring it together. The plants look good. My special tree looks phenomenal. The ground looks so much better than what it was before. I'm getting much happier with what we're getting along here, but it still has a lot of work to do, I think. That's pretty crazy. I need a little more green down here, I think, actually. A little more green. You can see that there's green up there. There's a lot of purple down here, but more green needed, and I think we could do some natural blocks with some more green. While Isaac started working on his interior, I added some artificial greenery to my base. All right, let's take a zoom out now and see what our colors look like. So the idea was to balance some more purple and green together to make that feel a little bit more inclusive. They're all around the bottom perimeter here. We've got some forests. We've got some alien stuff. It's genuinely not too bad. It really is very interesting, I think.
Okay, so here is our first room that we're actually doing in the house. It's coming together pretty nicely. As you can see, we have the grand TV here in the back, which looking at it now, we need to put some sort of outline on the top so that it's really obvious that it's a TV. And I think these trapdoors will do that perfectly. So yeah, the TV is in the back. We have this sweet little table hangout area here, which I think this actually looks way better than I thought it would be. Like, this is a cool table. It's literally just like one slab and it actually looks great. We have a few corner seats here as you first come in if you just want to chill out in the corner. We do need to figure out the lighting situation, which we could use carpet to do, but I'm trying to think of more creative ways to do it, to be honest with you. And then other than that, this place is almost done in my opinion.
Oh, the bamboo up top are looking sick. This would look a little cooler at night if we actually put some lights underneath that shined up. But I think I could kind of put a few of these like underneath some of the trees. And if you like kind of look down below now, what it's gonna do is gonna give them like a little light. You see that little light, that little detail right there? It's cool. All right, so just a few of these throughout to light up some of our killer trees, some of the big boys that need some just extra attention on them, really. That looks cool. Yeah, it's such a subtle little light right there, but it just makes a big difference in making that area feel more alive to me. I like that quite a bit. Okay, and wow, the bottom is looking crazy now. What's going on over here, Isaac? It's been a minute today. I see you've been grinding.
Oh, we've been grinding. I'm inside right now. You can meet me out front. Where you at?
Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at your indoor frog pond.
Oh yeah, see, they were supposed to be tadpoles, but all the frogs hatched. I'm gonna have to come through and clean those up. But yeah, this is a koi pond on the inside of the house because that's what rich people have, Zach.
I mean, okay, sure. Yeah, they do. You're right. But wow, that's a lot of frogs.
In here, I'm working on the living quarters. This is just the living room area.
I'm just trying to think. I'm a potential buyer. Do I want this base? It's so big. You know what I mean? It's so empty. To get from one side to the other is a nightmare, dude. I mean, if I want to walk from one side, oh, let me go get my chest. Hold on, I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Listen, Zach, that's how all mansions are. You would have like a cleaner crew, man. You wouldn't be cleaning this
Let's
yourself.
put a timer on screen. One side to the other, full sprint. We got a timer right now. Let's just see what it would take a player to walk from here all the way to the other side. It would, I mean, I'm still going. We're probably at literally 20 seconds, and this is only one floor. We've still got the second floor plus the entire outside. Here we go. 3,
it's
2,
pretty freaking
1.
big.
Stop the timer.
But look at this, Zach. New Zen garden. If you get really tired, you come down here. Come to me.
It might backfire from how big this is.
Okay, Zach, I got to get back to work. Mine is huge, and I'm not going to finish unless I just keep grinding.
Speaking of finishing, we have just around 3 hours left to build for this week-long challenge, and I'm going to save the final 2, I think, mostly for details, because I have no bedroom, no beds, no benches, no chests, none of that stuff. I think we need a more grand structure here connecting everything together, all right? I've got these little cool pillars here, which at one point seemed large, but imagine if I had something crazy that like connected it all and just absolutely towered over Isaac's. The idea is this gives it more width and more height. And then the guy who comes and picks which base he thinks is better for his starter base should pick the one that's more impressive looking.
All right, I can definitely hide some lighting in the actual table right here, which I hadn't thought of until just now. It kind of adds a unique aspect to the table, and it also lights up the seating area here perfectly. We put some end rod tables in the corner. We still have the problem with the central area not getting enough light. There's multiple ways that we could fix this, but I think the easiest way would just be to put a big table behind the couch, and then like you would just put your light on here. So I think that's going to be the best way to actually get the light throughout the center of this base.
Woo! The green laser beam. All right, we got to zoom out and see what looks cooler. You've got the green laser beam going straight up into the sky. That's clean. That's clean. I'll admit that's pretty clean. Now it looks more like it's got a tractor beam coming down and connecting it, which is great. I decided to add some more quartz to the top part of my base to make it a little less glass feeling. Isaac was also working really hard to get his living room completed, which was just a little bit too massive.
So this is what we got. We added these little bamboo details as you first walk in. And I kind of like the glowing blocks on the side. I know it's exposed lighting, but at the same time, it kind of guides you outside. We are now up top here, and we have to figure out what the remaining part of this base is actually going to turn into.
What if we took these, all right, on the ground, and we actually kept these going up, whoop, and then at the top they curled out, and they made like this, whoop, and they like, you know what I'm saying? It's an interesting thought, and it's one that I'm going to commit to.
We need a golf course. We have Top Golf up there, but what if you actually want to play a real hole of golf? And we can do that pretty easily because these are kind of shaped just like a golf hole would be. This base is all about fun over how it looks. Like, I just want this to be the most fun base of all time. And to do that, we just need to keep adding outdoor features.
So let's see if my cooking is gonna pay off or if I need to stay in the kitchen or stay out of the kitchen. Because I think we just cooked something up, folks. How does that look? So it kind of, oh, okay. It needs to be thicker, obviously, but you can see it's kind of coming up, giving a sharp turn, giving us this really nice supporting thing for this floating dome.
All right, and there we have it. The front of the house now has a golf course. Oh, there's LoverFella right there. He's taking a step back and looking at his base. Man, I almost like his better. I'm not gonna lie. That is so cool looking. Dang it, we might be losing again. That's why we had to build a golf course, because you know what? It's fun, and we're trying to appeal to the noob guys.
Cool. All right, so our grand structure is coming together. These things loop up over the side, and what happens next with them? I don't know, but I'm just gonna bask in my own glory for a second, because boy, that came out better than I expected by quite a bit. I just did that. This is crazy. I don't know what to do now. I think I've done the greatest build I've ever done in my life.
All right, this hole we're doing a little bit different. We've actually added a little bit of a water hazard here around it. It's going to be an island green. It's actually going to be a really short hole that you can play to right here. And then we're also going to put a much deeper hole. So this will function as a little 3-hole course because this side is actually going to have 2 of them.
So guys, what I really want to do now is I want to create some giant spikes that come out of the ground, like giant, almost like ice spikes, but I don't know how to do it. And if I build it by hand, it's going to look bad. And I can't find a single command for that to actually be created. But I feel like just some crazy looking, like, bam, come out of the ground would look so sick.
All right, and I would call this part of the golf course done also. It is actually really cool. I like this side a lot more than the side over there. I don't know, this is like a longer par 5, and then this one right here, you get like both of them. So it's kind of a cool feature. The last thing to do is to add the water around the island, and then we got to show LoverFella this. This is so cool.
Greetings.
Oh, greetings, Zach. I just wanted to show you the new feature on my base. We're always adding new features over at Funland over here.
Ah, okay. What's that feature? Let's take a look.
We got a 3-hole golf course right out front of the base, baby.
Sure would be a lot cooler if it was actually functional.
It is functional with your imagination.
Good luck figuring that out. With the golf course done, Isaac started making a kitchen inside of his modern house. But I didn't want to build anything by hand, including the giant spike I was trying to make. So I spent an incredibly long time trying to look up commands until I finally managed to create a spike without building it myself. And there you have it, folks. Our very first custom-made giant spike. I think that we could make some absolutely massive ones throughout this area. That fits there really cool because now when you're on the ground and you're walking, it actually is something you walk right underneath. And that just came out better than I ever imagined. And I just had this idea, bro, of one just on this mountain, just massively sticking off into the sky. There you go. Look at it. I don't know where that idea came from. I was just like, man, I was building this and oh my God, I think I accidentally at some point undid that paste. I gotta put that back. How did I do that?
All right, kitchen's coming along, guys. I'm really happy with the way the actual food prep station looks. I want to get a big dining room table in the place now, and I think this spot right here would be the perfect area for that. So
now that I've learned there's this line command, it kind of changes the way I build, I feel like. So I can create perfect lines from one area to the next. So I can connect all of these directly up like that with lines from each section. So we can go through and we can add this connection from all 4 of these right into the center. And then rather than having just a simple little design here that looks like this, we create a crystal holding device that's we're gonna go around like this with the purple concrete. I'm really trying to just cut this away and get rid of this build, but no matter what I do, it is not letting me get rid of it. So this little tower we built earlier, I was gonna save it, but it's just completely going away. And even though I liked it, I have this idea to really pull this together. Again, I'm going for that wow appeal, kind of like, whoa, that's pretty cool kind of idea. I think what I can do is get rid of that and then get rid of all of these. keep the diamonds right there because we honestly have to keep them. And then we're going to create the rest of our crystal shape.
All right, so we're making our dining room table in here. I think it's a little bit too big. I was actually happy with it till I took a step back, and it's just way too tall off the ground. These chairs actually lined up really nice with it, but yeah, that's just not going to work. We're definitely going to have to lower it a little bit. It might work in a different build that was a lot bigger scale, but for this room, it's just way too tall. So the dining room table might actually have to just be a small table like this. That's one slab off the ground.
That's kind of cool. So you can definitely clearly see the crystal in there. It definitely actually looks like a crystal. It's perfectly centered among the entire base. We can fill in this hole here because we're never going to be using that again. And the line command has helped us pull that off. Now these purple lines look kind of mid and not that very powerful and not that exciting. So I want to turn them into like very interesting. It's like this is like kind of like basic looking, and we need to like really ramp these up in terms of the style. So let's go ahead and pull that off now.
All right, so we're just kind of decorating the little dining room table here. It looks like people are having mutton and a glass of dirt for their lunch, and they have cake for dessert, obviously. Here is the kitchen. So that's the perfect little dining room table. And then on this side, we can actually put the staircase in just like we did over here.
Okay, so the giant grand structure is coming together. I'm very happy with that right now. I think it just looks sick. I don't know, something about like the lines and like the weird little triangle shape looks really cool. And I don't know, it looks more advanced than Isaac's now. So now it's a matter of getting the final connection piece designed here. And that means we're gonna kind of have to go in and do the rest by hand to really pull this off. While I was figuring that out, Isaac was building a staircase for the kitchen and decorating the dining area to make it feel even more furnished. So I'm not gonna lie, I really did not enjoy remaking that entire thing because I don't know how I did it the first time, but it came out pretty cool. So now you've actually got a way to take out a private walkway on either side on the way up and get a nice view of your neighbor. And so it becomes functional architecture, folks. Now you can take it up, now you can use it. I think that's pretty dope, and I love the way the green ground transitions right into this. It would be nicer though if it did go all the way up and give me some sort of like grand finale connection up top to this thing. See, I feel like you square it off like that. The inside's hollow, and so you add a ladder, and that allows you to get up to that next floor. And then from a zoomed out perspective, it just looks nice. It just kind of gets the job done. Yep, we're keeping it.
Overall, I'm saying that this part of the base is essentially done. The rainbow slide, I don't know. It's kind of bringing down the value of the home right now. I feel like it's kind of weak. It's just so basic. It's just a straight line. But at the same time, maybe the tube slides, once we get those in here, they're going to really bring that together and make it feel like a lot better of a water park.
What's up, neighbor?
Oh, what's up, dude? I'm checking out your base.
Yeah, what do you think about some of the updates we made here? We've added a reactor core to the center with a beacon power supply. We've added some new navigation chambers inside and some giant slime spikes down below, which was very difficult to do.
So what are the aliens' objective here? I can't figure this out yet. They just like inhabited this planet, and what are they doing?
Yeah, dude, they came down and they're building their own place.
Okay, so you're just like trying to take over. Is it like expanding, or are you guys just content here? Are you gonna like try to take over the world?
What, is Chinatown taking over New York City, bro? Like, they're just chilling.
I feel like you're bringing down my property value. Like, who's gonna want to live near aliens? That's all I'm saying.
I was looking at ours kind of from a distance a second ago, Isaac, and I was like, dude, mine looks so much better.
Mine has so many small details like you wouldn't even believe it. Like, I even put like little podzol things on my golf course to look like divots.
Small details are useful when the rest of your build's mid. You know what I mean?
Dude, my base is not mid. People love this base. I guarantee I'm winning right now in the comments.
I just feel like there's a level of domination that I'm bringing today, and I feel bad for you, actually. We're down to the last 90 minutes of the build here today, folks. We really need to start decorating the inside of the base because there's literally nothing on the interior, and it's kind of down to the clutch moments here before we give this away to the noob. All right, let's make do with what we have right here. So first thing, we've got this really empty room that feels a little bit kind of strange to me because there's nothing going on. So we could potentially turn this into a couple cauldrons, make it a little bit, oh wait, yeah, we could do this. I got this cool idea. We could turn these into some cauldrons, and then I talked about how in here I wanted it to be something like a little bit of a cage. What if these are where they actually grew all the crops that are used inside of those? And this is like a really weird makeshift area to make your potions, right?
All right, we are making some massive plays on the base right now. I just got all of the palm trees. Well, at least I got all the leaves up top.
All right, let's see how this looks from the interior now. You've got 2 farms on the exterior sections. They look absolutely stunning. There's no way to get to them, but I don't care if that's gonna be a problem for the future buyer. Downstairs still looks not great, but it's better than it was, and that's what matters. Now we're gonna go ahead and deck out this area a little bit. Like, I just wanna get this downstairs area looking looking nice and juicy. And to me, this is gonna be a really good area for some stone cutting and some barrels and storing. It's gonna be your stone area, all right?
Coming to the backyard though, I've actually begun construction on the water slides, and I'm actually really happy with the way this one came out right here. I kind of just brought a tube slide straight down from the top of the hill here, and then kind of just curved it right in. And we even put a little tube right here, and I think it's really clear that that's actually a tube that you would ride the slide down in.
All right, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff kind of randomly dispersed around. It feels like a cool little unique storage area, and that is why I like it, because it feels so organic. All right, now we're gonna do what we've needed to do this entire time, and that's go see all the things that Isaac's done to his, steal those ideas and convert them to mine and make them even better. He's got the planter pots. Oh, see what he's got in here? He's got some pots. I'm gonna take that. He's got some pots and plants. He's got lots of slabs, and he's got a TV section. All right, bet. Back we go with some brand new ideas. That's what we're missing, guys. A couch. This area is gonna be just like the one that Isaac made, but actually a lot better than his, because obviously it's my goal.
We have a completely empty room on this side of the base. And if we go across this staircase right here that goes through the middle, there's also an empty room over here. Now, I'm thinking, guys, a library in one side and then storage on the other side. Now, you might be asking, like, why a library? And it's because this is a rich person's home, guys.
That's spectacular. You get a little green glow from the frog light under there. You get all of these amazing little white lilies. That is a futuristic representation of one of Isaac's rooms. I'm proud of it. And I'm gonna go steal even more ideas right now and add it to maybe some other layers, perhaps outside. Indoor pond. This is how you do it, dude. You go in, steal an idea, and make it even better. Oh yes, right here. This ball becomes the indoor pond. But what I think I can do is hopefully extend this out a little bit and give it like a little bit of a dock vibe. And this is like your indoor sterile fishing chamber.
Okay, so I kind of want this to be like a cozy feeling library over here. So of course we're gonna want like sofas and stuff that are kind of strewn around in a fireplace perhaps, kind of just to make this like the ultimate study area for whoever owns this. But I think our best bet is actually just gonna be to run some giant bookshelf columns kind of through the middle here, and then we can divide up the room from there.
I love that. I love that so much. That is such a nice little satisfying design, and it looks cool. Let's go steal more ideas from my brother and make them better than what he does. Lily pads and sea pickles. We're gonna put those inside of it. Ooh, the kitchen's nice. A kitchen. All right, so we're gonna do a kitchen and then also add some lily pads and stuff in here because we're stealing from him. So, oh my god, it just really sells it right here. I mean, that's great. Now that that's done, we're gonna go make the kitchen, and I feel like the best way for that to do it would be in the giant ring. You know, this area is pretty much useless right now. There's literally nothing in here. So why not try to make it somewhere where you can cook some food? So I went on to build the kitchen in the ring, and I made the whole section way more accessible. I also did some work to the upper garden ring to make it look better. And during this build, Isaac continued working on his library design, and he actually did a pretty good job. So of course I decided to steal his ideas. One of the great ideas that I got is, why would we not make a beautiful bookshelf area? Where would I do it? Yeah, I would say this bubble should become the grand library, right? Do I believe I can do it? I don't know, man. Making a library in a circle is a little bit difficult.
All right, so we're just adding furniture now to the library here. It's actually come together a lot nicer than I thought it ever would. I was really concerned about building this, to be honest, but now we have a sick little area. It's still pitch black in here because I can't really figure out a good way to get these candles incorporated, but we're gonna slowly get there. I'm adding these little seats right here to either side of the library because it just seems like a good spot to have a nice sitting cushion.
So nothing crazy, but we did whip up a nice little book area here that's nice, condensed, and has everything you need. But it'd be even cooler if this was actually functional, because Isaac's isn't, I don't think. So mine had an enchanting table in here. It's not exactly powered all the way, but it's okay. It looks good. All right, this is not bad library. We've got a couple custom head books. We've got this thing decked out. I think it looks pretty good. It gives Isaac a run for his money, at least, you know? If he's got it, I've got it, all right? That's really the end goal here. But I just realized that I can make this a 2-story book room because of the fact that we've kind of got this whole area down here that's underutilized. We could do something interesting, which would be expanding this out. And then as you can see, you've kind of got this underground area for storage of extra books. And I think we could actually make this look kind of decent. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, I would say that the library is almost complete here. I've just been going around and adding some more snow furniture. We just put a little 2-seater love seat couch right here. A perfect area, and I like the asymmetry of this room, and that resulted because there's only one staircase coming up on this side, so that over here there's actually some more base. So I think we did a good job of putting like a sofa here, and then we have 2 little opposite stands here as like little studies. We work around, it's not too cluttered, but we have a nice chair here, And then this leads into kind of the main area, which is like obviously the fireplace. This feels really good.
There you go. A double layered library inside of this. It looks so sick compared to Isaac's, I think, because ours is in a bubble. And the way it's at the top of that almost makes it look like it's at the top of like a clock tower. I really feel like it looks so good with all the deep layers of books. I wish it was higher.
Now, I will say, I think it's the little details like the carpet that kind of help break up the floor and make it not look so boring. So I actually do think this was a really good call. I don't like bringing it out that much though, because then it impedes into the walkway, especially this one though. This one looks really good. I would say the library is done for now, and we actually are running out of time on this. I think we only have an hour left, so we really need to speed build this side, because this right here needs to be the storage room for the base. And that's actually a really important part of any Minecraft base, so we don't really want to skip on the details here. It needs to look good.
I started making a multi-storied sky animal cage that featured endermites and chickens. It looked pretty spectacular. And since we had less than an hour left for my next project, I decided it was a great idea to create a whole new island with a giant monster in the middle of it. And look how sick it turned out. Isaac, having no idea I was creating a whole new island, really focused hard on this storage room inside his base. But now it was time to reveal to him what I had been working on the entire time. I'll be looking over there, buddy.
Well, Zach, we're coming along. I almost have the second room done, but honestly, I am so sick of interior decorating over here. It's just too big of a base I built. I'm telling you right now.
I bet. I added a couple small things. Did you see what I added?
Whoa, what the heck? That dude, wait, is that from, don't tell me, that's Incredibles. You had the Incredibles monster.
I don't know. I just wanted a giant alien robot. How sick is that?
I swear that's that thing in Incredibles that attacks him. It's like a giant walking circle.
Dude. I just got this idea.
It's nasty. Why is it shooting my base too? You're bringing down my property value with that.
I'm just letting you know that you're getting absolutely whomped by this battle.
Dude, every time we do a video, you just ruin my property value by basically shooting at my base. Come on.
Dude, I was like looking at it and I was like, my base is so small. I need to build an entire second island and make mine compete with the size of his. Now, mine is just as big as yours and taller.
See, I feel like I just wasted time because I've spent like an hour decorating the inside. It's probably not even gonna get looked at. And you did that. Oh, I just fell behind there. No.
It's almost like in the very beginning of this episode, the very beginning, I said, I think Isaac's going too big with it. Now, obviously, I would suggest that he'll be freaking out when he looks at this. We got to do some cleanup here because of some of my world edit, so.
All right, we're in deep trouble, guys. We need to hurry up, finish this storage room, and move on to more fun projects.
I really would like to make some sort of a path across. I just don't know the right way to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. So the idea is like I don't know. It's supposed to be like a slime is stretching and ripping in the middle. And that slime is what making the bridge.
All right, I am going to officially say we are now done with the storage room. Here is the chest room, and it is absolutely finished in my opinion. So we're gonna move back outside, and the only thing that we need to do on this base, guys, is get the slide put in. And it's gonna be as easy as copying and pasting this big boy down to here and then changing the colors.
We were finally finished with our base flips. And here's a before and after of both the bases and a very satisfying showcase of the builds. With the build competition finally over, it was time to find one of the guys from the TV show and get him to pick which base he liked more to be his new home. You have two bases to look from, and go ahead and use those fireworks and look around. You've got the modern base here, and you've got the alien theme base over there. I want you to look around, take your time, and decide which one of these bases you like more.
The this purple one.
For sure.
Hey, did you even look at the other one? Like, the other one's pretty big. I think maybe it'd be worth looking around a little bit more.
All right, he's taking a look now at the modern one again, going back for a second look here. Pretty big, pretty big. What's he thinking?
Whoa, this is big. This looks good too.
The noob looked at both bases in depth, and after some time, he came to his decision.
Both of the bases look great, but if I want to live in a base, it would be this one because it's more organized.
And you're picking the alien base.
The other one looks more like a millionaire fancy base.
You've got yourself a brand new alien base. If you guys want to win the base that didn't get given away, which is this one right here, you can join my server, play.loverfella.com, and I'll have my team give this to one of you guys in the next week after this video gets posted.